most of us United fans would probably admit she's getting a little bit old. Yeah, Old Trafford is indeed old. Old Trafford has been the home of Manchester United since 1910. It survived a World War II bombing, it survived numerous modifications and extensions, but recent neglect has left the Theatre of Dreams, according to rival fans, falling down.
Old Trafford is falling down!
In reality, it's the largest club football stadium in the United Kingdom, with fans from all over the world travelling to this iconic stadium on a daily basis. People often mock us fans from outside of Manchester for travelling up here, but rather than talk about our local clubs, in this video I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at some of the clubs, some of the stadiums local to Old Trafford. So, you've read the title. Ladies and gents, what are the 5 closest Football League stadiums to Old Trafford? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's go. So here we are at the 5th closest Football League stadium to Old Trafford. Before I reveal where we are, put your guesses in the comments below. Number 5 on the list is... can you see it? The DW Stadium, home of both Wigan Athletic and of course the rugby team Wigan Warriors. Now Wigan Athletic have been playing here, and Warriors I think, since 1999 when the stadium was built. Obviously Dave Whelan was kind of the main figures, or one of the main figures behind moving Wigan over here. It's a beautiful day, by the way. Apologies for the shadows and the lighting. It's such a gorgeous looking stadium for one that was built in 1999. It holds 25,133 people, and their highest attendance was a full house, 25,133 people in there in the 2007-2008 season, ironically against Manchester United. United also played Wigan in like an opening game in 1999 as well, so there's lots of ties between Wigan Athletic and Manchester United. So try not to get run over. You can see around me you've got a DW, or should I say a JD gym over there. It's in a really prime location. You've got all sorts going on. Behind here, we're going to have a look in a moment, is like Asda and basically a shopping centre. But as we make our way closer to the ground, you can see Wigan Athletic and Wigan Warriors branding everywhere. There is a Dave Whelan statue with the FA Cup, probably Wigan's best achievement. A statue right outside the ground. But as it glistens with this glorious November sun, I'm thoroughly impressed with the first impressions of the DW Stadium. Those of you who are sort of around my age, in their 30s and older, you'll remember this ground as being called the JJB Stadium rather than the DW. So as I've already mentioned, the record attendance in this place is 25,133 people. That was the final game of the season in the 07-08 season, and that is the game in which United lifted the trophy, I think. I wonder how many of those fans in that record attendance were actually Man United fans. Probably quite a few of them. So those of you who are subscribed to the channel, you'll know I've got a bit of a fetish for corners of football grounds. Nothing too kinky, you know, I don't get that aroused, but I do get slightly aroused when I see a little glimpse inside of stadiums, as we can see over here. It looks a little bit more, it looks newer than a 1999 built stadium, but you can just see inside the T's of the blue seats with a bit of red. I'm not sure if I've mentioned yet, but this is only 16 miles from Old Trafford, so it's mad. When people say to me, Roy, you need to start showing some love to your local team. Well, if you live in Greater Manchester, you've got better options than me. Little old me in Gloucestershire, who am I going to support? Over in Greater Manchester, you've got Wigan, United, and all the clubs we're going to take a look at today. So obviously I keep mentioning Football League rather than just football clubs in general, because we're only looking at teams from Premier League to League 2, of course. Wigan at the moment are playing in League 1, and oh, what a beautiful corner, what a beautiful corner of a stadium. If we are to give some honourable mentions of teams who we're not going to visit today who aren't in the Football League, we've got to give a shout out to Oldham Athletic, got to give a shout out to Bury, who've been through all sorts of trouble over the years, but they seem to be back and on their way up, and of course FC United of Manchester. Before we go and head off to ground number 4, I'm just going to have one last little look around the stadium. But we do need to crack on, because I did hit mega traffic on the way here today, so I am a little bit short on time, because we are going to be finishing up at a stadium whereby I'm going to be watching a match this evening. So let's crack on. So I did make reference to the fact that it looked somewhat newer than the 1999 stadium. If you come down the Boston East stand, you can see the back of this stand up there. Doesn't quite look as nice and well polished as the front side. Front side. Obviously that backs onto all the areas, the shopping areas and retail park and stuff, so they obviously want the other side to look a bit better. But this is just sort of wasteland, a bit of a car park, some factories, but the actual stand itself definitely looks like it needs a little bit more TLC than the other side. You can't blame them though if they are a little bit strapped for cash. They're going to want to get the side that most people see done first. But you know, it's only cosmetic stuff. And who am I, as I mentioned in the intro, who am I to mention the neglect of a football stadium being a Manchester United fan? Because Old Trafford, to many people, is falling down. And this stadium, it's not falling down, is it? Nowhere near falling down. Still a very, very nice stadium for a League One team. So I'm filming all the corners because you know I love a corner. They all look the same. It's quite a symmetrical stadium. They've got some branding on the go. I don't blame any club for getting sponsorships on stands and stuff. I don't quite, you know, as a fan, your preference would be to have a stadium not sponsored, just because it sounds a little bit better. But I get that obviously it's got to bring the money in. An off stand right here, they're all pretty much the same. If we put some overlay some aerial shots, some drone footage that I've stolen off someone else over the top of me rambling, you'll see how nice from a distance and symmetrical the stadium is. First impressions though, it kind of is how I thought it would be. It's a 1999 stadium, it's not going to be perfectly, you know, immaculate, but it's a very, very good stadium in a prime location, and I think it's one that the people of Wigan should be very, very proud of. So if you are to visit, you shouldn't have any trouble parking. I have paid for parking just so I could get right up close, but it cost me £2 for I think 3 hours, so you're fine. It's not going to cost you a bomb. So I wish I'd done a little bit more research prior to coming to this, I don't even just want to say stadium, this complete sporting complex, because you've got the Wigan Warriors, what looks like another stadium over there, but I thought they played in the DW stadium. Maybe they do, but you've got the Robin Park Arena over there, which I guess is exclusive to Wigan Warriors. Again, people of Wigan, let me know in the comments below, because I don't want to do your fine town. Is Wigan a town? I don't want to do it an injustice. As you can see over there, you've got a big Next. We've got a Robin Park Leisure Centre over there, which has got a gym, kind of all kinds of, again, like sporting stuff. It's not just your bog standard leisure centre you'd find in like Cheltenham. Behind there, you've got like a KFC, a McDonald's, again, all typical retail park type stuff, and Asda. I've parked over there nice and conveniently. But there's so much going on, as I said earlier. There's like a bowling alley and that round the other side. But we're here for football stadiums, guys, so that concludes our little wander around the DW stadium. I thought I'd finish it appropriately here with Dave Whelan. It does say on his statue, Dave Whelan, professional footballer, entrepreneur and Wiganer. So local lad, getting the credit he deserves. Not only do I think this is a stadium Dave Whelan should be proud of, it's a stadium that every Wiganer should be proud of. Really nice, really impressive. On to number 4. Let us know what's the 4th closest Football League stadium to Old Trafford. Before we go, get your comments below, and let's go. Ladies and gents, what's number 4? Let us know in the comments below. Bolton Wanderers. The Toughsheet Community Stadium, but to most of us, the Reebok. It's obviously changed to the Toughsheet Community Stadium for sponsorship purposes. The Reebok, as we're going to call it in this video, Bolton Wanderers Stadium, is 13 miles away from Old Trafford. And can I just say that this view doesn't do it justice, because on the way in, those little arch things from above look beautiful. And that drive in, should I say, from Wigan to Bolton was a glorious drive in. Very, very nice area. Let me know again in the comments below what area that was. But similar to Wigan, as you can see around me, it's quite big. You can see a Next in the distance. There is, this is the Bolton, University of Bolton Arena. University of Bolton Arena. Over here you've got a Harvester, a Premier Inn. But yeah, there is a retail park and stuff around the stadium. So it's very, very similar in terms of location. I can see an SCS in the distance, a Pets at Home. Very similar to Wigan, but obviously, in my opinion, we've upgraded a little bit in the stadium. The stadium looks fantastic, and I am buzzing to go and check this out. Let's go and have a look at Bolton Wanderers Stadium, shall we? The Reebok. Escalainen's probably one of the most underrated Premier League goalies of all time, in my opinion. One thing we made reference to on the Molyneux tour was my fondness of the branding everywhere around the stadium. And Bolton Wanderers, as you can see, are guilty of being awesome with their branding as well. I do love the Bolton badge, it's simple but it's clean. There is branding all over this place. I'm buzzing. Ladies and gents, I probably should have filmed that intro here because this bridge, the noisy bridge, I was over there a minute ago. Look at this glorious view of Bolton Wanderers Football Club. Absolutely fantastic. Right there is a fan zone. Fan zone. Us United fans have never heard of a bloody fan zone. I don't think we have a fan zone. I've never seen one at Old Trafford. Again, over in the distance, a Next, Kia, Home Bargains, Currys, SCS Boots, all your standard retail park stuff, McDonald's, KFC. So if you come into Bolton Wanderers on match day, say you support an away team, there's loads and loads of stuff on the doorstep of the Reebok. So interestingly, you'll know the closest Football League stadium to Old Trafford. I'm not going to mention it in case you don't, but where we're going to finish today is where we're going to be watching a game this evening, and they're quite known for the fan zone outside of that stadium. But this stadium kind of gives me the same sort of vibes. You've got an awesome kind of drinking area. This, I mentioned the DW Stadium is one that people of Wigan should be proud of, but people of Bolton, Peter Kay and so on, fantastic. Such a beautiful aesthetic stadium. Let's go and get some close-up shots. We're going to do a complete 360 wander around the ground. So obviously this fan zone will be buzzing on match day. I'm buzzing as well because the Bolton Wanderers Stadium was only about 10-15 minutes away from Wigan Stadium. No traffic. So it's all going to plan so far, minus that little hold up on the M5, on the M6. As you can see around the ground as well, you've got kind of Bolton legends around the fan zone. On the other side, they had JJ Okocha, Ivan Campo and so on. Now, did you know that the first Premier League game to take place here was a game between Bolton and Everton in the 97-98 season? The game finished 0-0, but it was quite controversial because Bolton scored a headed goal, or at least they thought they'd scored a goal that did cross the line, but the referee didn't give that goal. Obviously the match finished 0-0 and Bolton ended up getting relegated that season, but had that goal stood and Bolton had beaten Everton 1-0, it would have been Everton that got relegated in that season. So that initial game, that initial 0-0 versus Everton, proved to be a little bit controversial. Okay, so did you know that within the stadium there is actually a hotel? And I've just noticed as well there's some unique modern workspaces as well. So there's like offices, a hotel with views of the pitch and stuff, so there's a lot going on. And this was actually opened in 1997, whereas the Wigan one was two years afterwards, 1999. For me, obviously there is slight signs of wear on the outside. There's going to be, isn't there? It's almost a 30-year-old stadium. But for me, even though it is 2 years older, it is a little bit more striking than the DW. Maybe it cost a bit more. I didn't research the cost of this stadium. I've noticed over there is the club shop. Now, we didn't buy anything from the Wigan shop. I don't know if I'm going to buy anything from the Bolton shop. When we go to Premier League stadiums, we're going to visit all 20 this season. We are going to buy something from each of those shops. I think I've spent enough money already, so we're going to probably miss the club shop today.
A few moments later.
I'm tempted to go into that club shop, but I am wearing my Man United top, so I might stick that in my bag and go and have a little wander. I wasn't planning on getting anything from any of the club shops, but just look at that. Beautiful. Oh my days, what a shop that was. Absolutely fantastic shop. And I got me a flag. Took my top off so no one knew I was a United fan, but mesmerised, absolutely mesmerised by that shop. Oh my days, you know I've got a thing for corners of stadiums. Obviously this doesn't have any corners, but look at this. What a bloody tease. I don't even know what we call this, like a tunnel way in. I suppose this is access in case you need to get an ambulance or something in. we can see within the Toughsheet Community Stadium, there is 29,000 in terms of capacity, around 29,000 in the Reebok. It looks good, it looks nice. So did you know Bolton was founded in 1877 and they're a founding member of the Football League in 1888. So Bolton, everything about Bolton Wanderers is history personified. I didn't mention in the Wigan video, Wigan were created in like the 1930s, I think. So Bolton is a lot older club than Wigan. But in terms of the stadium, it's only 2 years older. But in my opinion, it probably looks about 10 years newer, to be fair. Very nice, very nice. So that's the thing with modern stadiums. As I mentioned earlier, you've got the McDonald's over there, you've got Subway here, you've got TK Maxx, JD Sports, Pizza Hut. Got any of your typical burger vans that you get around Old Trafford, the rough and ready traditional English football pre-match meal. If you come into the Toughsheet Community Stadium, you're going to have many options. McDonald's, KFC, all those things I just mentioned. That is the thing. That's the way football's going nowadays. Not a bad thing, I suppose.
It had Dodgers.
I'm guessing behind me over here, the Premier Suite. I'm guessing that is the hotel rooms I mentioned. Let's not forget as well, guys, that Bolton play in League One, the same as Wigan. And in terms of facilities, although, you know, impressive, Wigan probably had facilities more suited to maybe a championship team. But if you look at the actual stadium right here, the hotel, the offices, the club shop, everything that we've seen in this video, they've got the facilities of a Premier League team. So it's a little bit disappointing for Bolton fans that they do play in League One. One of their most notorious fans would probably be Thogden, fellow YouTuber, doing a little bit better than me at the moment. If you are watching this though and you're not subscribed, subscribe, because about 93% of people that do watch my videos aren't subscribed, guys. So make sure you do subscribe, and those that are subscribed, only 11% of them have turned on notifications. So if you're not already subscribed and turn on notifications for more football content. Just look at that. I was wondering why it was so busy today, and I think I know. Bolton must be playing today because you've got two Bolton supporters coaches over there, so I guess fans are getting on for a bit of an away day. I was thinking, guys, this club is way too big to be in League One. And although I think that might be correct, I need to get out of here, guys, because I think if I stay here for another 10 minutes, I might end up becoming a Bolton fan. Before we get to number 3, guys, let us know in the comments below which stadium you think we're going to go to next. Obviously, one of the 3 is very obvious to most. You'd be surprised. Apart from that one obvious one though, guys, what are the other 2 closest Football League stadiums to Old Trafford? Let us know in the comments below. And ladies and gents, let's go. Next up, we've got a stadium that's completely different than the previous 2. We've got Stockport County, aka Edgeley Park, which is only 7 miles away from Old Trafford. It's situated, as you can see, amongst this typical sort of old school townhouses. So we take a little look round. Completely different from anything we've seen in the previous 2. I've got some facts I'm gonna spit out for you. I'm just gonna move away from here though, because it is a little bit busy around here. So Stockport County were formed in 1883 and they've been playing here at Edgeley Park since 1902. Now the capacity of Stockley Park behind me is 10,900 people. They are set to extend it by quite a substantial amount. You know I love a corner of a stadium. Being very, very old school, this is a little bit more than a corner, but you can get a sneak peek inside the ground. Yeah, so Edgeley Park is an all-seater stadium. As I mentioned, it's currently 10,900. They're almost doubling that amount to 19,900, I think, if I've checked my notes correctly. Nothing fancy in terms of the branding, just good old-fashioned Stockport County AFC. My car is parked in the no parking zone, so I'm just going to move it as we have a little wander around the stadium. So as it says on the plaque behind me, they joined the Football League in 1900 and obviously moved here to Edgeley Park in 1902. So they moved 2 years after joining the Football League. So again, despite being maybe not so glamorous in terms of the way it looks, it's a really old stadium, like Old Trafford. It's not falling down though by any means. I like it. I like old school British stadiums. You know, I got a bit excited in Bolton, but let's be honest, this basically summarises our traditional English stadium, doesn't it? So this is definitely the more aesthetic part of the stadium. Stockport County originally founded as Heaton Norris Rovers, and as you can see behind me over there, we mentioned a fan zone earlier on in Bolton. I swear we don't have these at Old Trafford. We have the more traditional pub, kind of garden area, but we've got a county courtyard, basically their own version of a fan zone. Really nice. I mean, despite that really old school side, this side over here is just branded beautifully, and yeah, I like it. I do like the contrast going from Wigan and Bolton to here. Again, overusing the word traditional, but I like it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I've got to be quick though, because it is getting a little bit dark and we've still got 2 more stadiums to look at in this video. So what are those 2 stadiums again? Let us know in the comments below. But yeah, nice. I like Stockport County, very nice. You can see behind me over there, the reception. We've got the ticket office over there. We've got the little shop, which isn't open at the moment, over there, with a statue in front. Just let me know again, Stockport County fans, who that statue's of. It's a nice little contrast from the side, from the old school side we just looked at. There we go, number 3 done, Stockport County. Let's crack on. This is crazy, actually. I've just spoke to a Stockport County fan, and they're playing tonight the place we're going to go to next in League 2. Might have given it away, but I feel like I've missed out on an opportunity here. Stockport County are going to be playing. Next up, guys, we've got one of 2 clubs which are only 4 miles away from Old Trafford. The next one, you'll probably know already, but right here, right now, I'm at Salford City. Yes, they also play in League 2, like Stockford, and they're actually playing Stockford tonight. I do feel like, again, this is an opportunity missed, but let's go take a look at Salford City, shall we? Again, this is a very different setting than the previous 2. This isn't set amongst terraced housing. This is pretty much on the main road, of course, but in the middle of nowhere. Loads of woodland and stuff. It's known now as the Peninsula Stadium, but it's probably known to Salford City fans as Moor Lane, I think. Let me just double check. Yes, as I check my notes, Moor Lane. But it's most famously known amongst probably our younger viewers for the fact that the class of 92 own each 10% of this. Got Ryan Giggs, Nicky Butt, the 2 Neville brothers, and obviously at a later date David Beckham bought 10% as well. So very, again, linked to Manchester United. If I look like I'm reading off notes, I am. I can't claim to know much about Salford City, but I have done a little bit of research. And as I check my notes right now, I'll know that the capacity, according to Wikipedia, for Moor Lane is 5,108. So it's definitely our smallest stadium we visited today. Let me just cross the road and show you exactly what it faces, because it really is a little bit different than most football stadiums. Oh, close. So opposite Moor Lane is woodland. So not only is Moor Lane, or the Peninsula Stadium as it's now known, the smallest of our stadiums today, they're also the newest of clubs as well, founded in 1940 as Salford Central. So guys, again, we mentioned the branding earlier on at Bolton. You've got the Salford badge, the controversial new badge that was introduced after the takeover. Some fans weren't too happy when they changed the badge and they changed the kit colours. Before the whole class of 92 investment, they played in tangerine and black, I think tangerine and white for a little while, and obviously the class of 92 thought, stuff that, we are united in disguise, and reverted to the red, white and black. But I think with success comes sort of fans change a little bit. We went to Forest Green, didn't we, a few weeks back, and we mentioned how during the takeover of Forest Green, obviously they changed the badge, they changed the colours. Forest Green played in black and white stripes, now they're playing green and black. But Forest Green, you know, we're in League 1 last year, so arguably they've had the most success after the takeover, and in a similar respect, so have Salford. So yeah, I'm really baffled as to why I've not been kicked off the property, because I've literally just trespassed, walked straight onto the ground. I mean, the picture's right there. Again, mentioning the sneaky corners, we've got this mesh thing around the ground. This isn't an all-seater stadium like Stockport County, but like Stockport County and like Bolton and many other clubs, we've got quite a modest fan area. We've got some benches, and I guess they do like things for the fans over here. I'm going to go and be polite and ask if I can film. I'm really baffled. Where is everyone? I guess the game tonight is going to be at Stockport, because no pre-match preparation seems to be going on. There we go. There it is, Moor Lane. No one's here. So, again, a very modest stadium, just over 5,000, but baffling. An absolute ghost town, guys. I see the odd car parks, but as you can see along the outside, you've got the shipping containers. Those from Gloucestershire like me will know that Gloucester City, their whole stadium's made out of shipping containers. Very little going on, so yeah, I am guessing the match tonight is at Stockport County. I'm trying to show you more, but this is so, even though we've got access all areas, there's just so little to show you, to be honest with you. I just told the lads behind me that Gary Neville was over there. They've gone to have a little wander to find him. Gary Neville's not really there. So guys, I've never felt so close to a stadium yet so far. I think that's about as good as we're going to get with Salford City. It is getting a little bit dark, so we need to head off now to our final destination. I know you know where we're going, and being a United fan, this could be interesting. And last but not least, guys, the obvious one, again 4 miles away from Old Trafford, is the Etihad, home of Manchester City. Obviously we were here a couple of weeks ago doing an Etihad tour, so there's no point me doing a bit of a tour right now. And as I'm filming this, I've just watched City in the Champions League, so a couple of good videos coming your way. Subscribe if you're new, like the video if you like the video, and I'll see you soon.